Well, hello and welcome to this sixth in our series of short instructional videos showing funeral directors how to use our new death and funeral notice listing site, deathsandfunerals.com.au. I've been ribbed a bit by my colleagues for the poor production quality of my videos, so I've got a brand new background today, and I hope that my instructions will be a little more concise and direct than they have been before. I've taken you directly to a funeral director login for their account on deathsandfunerals.com.au to show you some important features of the site. I've already shown you how to add a death or funeral notice. I haven't shown you that already on your site there will be funeral notices listed that were brought across from our previous site, the last post. They are here now as archive death and funeral notices because the notice we entered was directly branded as a funeral that you curated right back to 2008, in fact. But current notices put on the site deathsandfunerals.com.au will appear in this list when they're entered, and you'll be able to edit or amend them at any stage. The next feature of our site is the ability to actually manage the way your information is presented on the site. You can see here in this dummy account, I have a base or home or central listing for the last post funeral directory. A quick click on that will show that it's possible within that site to change all sorts of details relating to the information the site stores and presents on our website. So without saving any changes, I'll just go back one page and show you that it's also possible to add branches or brands. Now, some funeral directors may choose to do this. Others may choose to do the same thing in a simpler way. And this, for example, is the way we've chosen to present information in our older funeral listings from Bowra and O'Day, the big West Australian family funeral director. We've given a central contact point for Bowra and O'Day, but then on the various notices entered, you can see across here that we've given details of the branch that's managing or curating the funeral in question. And that's another way that people may choose to do exactly the same thing that I'm going to show you now, done as a branch or brand structure on our site. So one of the things you can do, and I've done it here for a dummy site, Laidler and Sons, is to add a branch or brand with its own name, with its own logo, with its own contact details, and if you want, with its own login and password. So that would be in the instance where individual branches don't want to have to use a central login for maintaining their particular subset of a funeral company's funeral listings. They would belong then specifically to the branch or brand. We haven't added the facility to delete a branch or brand, and there's a reason for that in terms of historical authenticity. If a funeral is celebrated with a particular branch or branding on it, we want that preserved for the historical record. But you may want at some stage or other in your business history to stop using that branch or brand. And then the way to do that is to change this function, the active function on the side, save that, and no future branches or brands, no future branches or brands is wrong, no future notices will be able to use that branch or brand. So here we'd end up with a listing of the central funeral company and the various branches and brands. And as you log on to the last post for the first time, you'll find that only that central contact point is noted or listed, and you would need then to add a branch or brand if you chose to do that. There's one other feature I should notice in the way this is done. The rest is fairly self-explanatory. It shows the fields that are compulsory, but it also down here gives the possibility of saying that a specific user login is required to use this branch or brand. And if you check this box underneath there, it will demand the entry of both an email for that branch or brand and a password to be used in association with that branch or brand. One of the reasons this becomes important as our site grows is that the main mechanism for payment is by credit card. But with high volume users, we are prepared to enter into bulk accounts, which will be paid by credit card on file once a month. We'll send a company an invoice for a bulk number of listings for them to check, and then several days after that, we'll debit that amount to a credit card that's been provided on file for us. And there, the issue of how branches and brands are managed is something that we will need to discuss. But funeral directors who get a funeral director login will get the free trial period at the start of using our site, and will, in the longer run, have to pay the wholesale rate of $33 as opposed to the retail rate of $55 for a notice listed on our sites. And then finally, we have the capacity to add a widget to your own home site. What's a widget? It's what we call a little tile that looks exactly like that, that your web developer would be able to put on your website to quickly search our database for notices that have been listed by you. We understand that lots of funeral companies have that facility on their own website already. We've already shown you how you can easily put links to your own website on a death and funeral notice that you enter on our site. But this is for other companies who might not yet have that facility, so that they too will be able to quickly advise people of funerals that are in their care. That's about it from me from now. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have at any stage if you contact me on the address that appears under my image below. My name is Terry Laidler. My email address is admin@deathsandfunerals.com.au, and we look forward to having the opportunity to do business with you into the future. Thank you.